Hi folks, my name is Mr. Kuchak and I am your art teacher. Before we begin, let me go over our class rules. We have 3 rules at Elk Lake. Be ready, be responsible, be respectful. We are ready in the art room when we come in, sit in our assigned seats, and get quiet so that we can learn about art. We are responsible in the art room when we follow directions and take care of our supplies, and we clean up any of our messes. We are respectful when we use kind words like please and thank you, and when we value other students' artwork. Hi folks, today we are going to do some more cartooning. The cartooning that we're going to do is going to be the mouth of our character. So this way we can kind of put the eyes together from last time and the mouth, and we start developing the face. So let me switch my camera so that you are looking at my paper. Once we're all the way done, what I'll do is I will have a paper up or a slide up that shows you all the names to them, because when I'm drawing all of these, I have to draw them upside down so that you can see them the right way, the way that my phone works. So please just bear with me for a minute and let me switch my camera and we will get drawn. Okay, so we're gonna go one row at a time. I will draw nice and slow so that you can keep up with me. Remember, if I go too fast, please just pause it, get caught up, and then you can replay it. I'm gonna draw in Sharpie so that you can see my lines on my paper, and let's go ahead and begin. So the first one that we're going to do is a simple smile. So with the smile, all we're going to do is up and down. Now there is a little bit more that we can do with the smile, is a cheek smile. So that's the smile. And if we do the opposite, then we have a frown and we have a cheek frown. Both of those are going to be used in other phases. So that cheek kind of activates a little bit more of the mouth, and you'll be able to draw a little bit more from it. So that's our simple smile and our frown. Our next one is going to be our confused. So if we start off with 2 straight lines, and confused, the way that I like to think about it is that they're not kind of sure what's going on. So they're both smiling and frowning at the same time. So we're gonna go up and down, up and down, up and down, so that they have a confused face. This smile would also go really good with probably someone that has like the dizzy eyes. Maybe they got off a ride and they're not feeling so hot, or maybe someone who was hit by like a hypnotized ray and they have the dizzy eyes too. So this mouth can be used more than just confused. You can use it in a bunch of different ways. The next one we're going to do is what we would call a poker face. So a poker face is kind of no expression, so it's a blank expression. You don't want to give anything away if you're playing cards by every time you get a great card you smile. That would be your tell. So we want to have a nice blank face, and that's why we call that a poker face. The next one that we're going to do is a grr mouth. So it starts with 2 parentheses. They're kind of facing into each other, and then we go up and down, in and out. Once we have that, we do the middle of the mouth, and we can add our teeth. So this would be someone who's pretty mad and they're kind of grinding their teeth together. So a grr mouth. Okay, our next one. This one is going to start off with a little parenthesis, and then we're going to go. We'll add the bottom lip, just like we did with that other one. And then we'll do the top lip too. This way, they have a little bit more in there. They're a little bit more angry. This one is going to go almost like an S. Think of this as almost being like sinister. So we're going to come down and up. It should almost look like a bird to you. And then we're going to make it look like a bird hatching out of an egg. So we're going to use some zigzag teeth. So we're going to go there, and then we're going to go up here too. Once we have that done, the stripe in the middle, color it in. It doesn't have to be super dark. Just take your pencil and add some contrast in between. This way then the teeth stand out a little bit more. And these go great with the evil eyes. So we just say that's an evil mouth. If we have a mouth and we make it open just a teeny tiny little bit and color that in, and then we have a whisper. So it's someone who's talking very low. They're not using their whole mouth. This next one starts off almost like the number 5. And then we come down and around. Once we have that, we add our 7s. And 7s. We add our tongue. And this is someone who is yelling. So then they look like they're really, 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 really yelling at you. If you make these lines bigger, it's kind of like adding volume to it. So then it makes it look like someone who is almost screaming. So the thicker the lines, the darker the lines coming off. That way you kind of increase the volume. Our next one is a cheek. Notice they're not across from each other. One's high, one's low. And then we use the letter S. Add the tongue, and that way you have someone who is silly. The last one for this row is going to be a scientist. We're going to start off with a special type of mouth. This mouth is called a D mouth. So we color that in. This is used a lot in animation, so if they have a person talking, they use the letter D colored in, and when their mouth is closed, they just use a straight line. This way it looks like the mouth can open and close when they're animating something. So up on top, we come up and down. So we come up and down. And then this way we can kind of give them a mustache on top, kind of like Einstein. So that's why we call it our scientist. I'm going to go to the next row. And this should be our last row. We're going to try to fit them all in. So the first one that we're going to do, this one is someone who is whistling. So we're going to take a circle and we're going to color it in so that the mouth looks like it's open. And then we're going to go underneath and above so that it looks like their lips are pursed and they are getting ready to whistle. Now, since they can whistle, or we can say that they can carry a tune, we're going to do some nice straight lines going up. And then we're going to do perfect little music notes inside there. That way it looks like it sounds good. So if you draw it really nice, then the character itself is going to look like, oh hey, they really know what they're doing. Where, let's do someone singing. So we almost make it look like an eye. We add the teeth. We color it in. And then we want to do a wiggly line. So when we hold our pencil, we want to wiggle that. And we're going to wiggle that down. So we don't want them to be able to kind of carry a tune, kind of like their notes are falling flat. Same thing, our notes are going to wiggle a draw so that they look like they are all beat up and kind of bad. The last couple that we have, they're all going to look the same. So they start off with a straight line, 2 that come down, right underneath those, there's 2 more lines, and then we do a frown. So let's do 6 of those in a row. Okay, let's do 6 of those in a row. So we're going to go straight, down, 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 frown. Straight, down, 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 frown. Straight, down, down, straight, straight, frown. And then I'm gonna have to fit them up here. Straight, down, 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 frown. Straight, down, 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 frown. Now all of these are monster mouths. So we're gonna be able to, by just changing one thing in them, they're all going to look a little different and a little unique. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to add a nice perfect square tooth. This way we kind of have like an ogre tooth. This is kind of like Shrek. He's, you know, we can look at it and say, oh, it's an ogre, but is it a good ogre or a bad ogre? We're not really sure, but hey, he takes care of his teeth, so maybe he's a good ogre. The next one that we're gonna do, we're gonna have this one wiggled in so that it looks like it's kind of beat up and rotten. You can even put some little spots in there to make it look like there's cavities in there. And then that way we can look at that and say, ooh, boy, he doesn't take care of his teeth. Here comes this big ogre with that rotten tooth coming at us. Uh-oh, we better watch out. The next one we're gonna do, this one comes up and down, up and down. So kind of like a wolf man or a werewolf. So we have two sharp teeth, and I would look at those and say, oh, you know what, I want to get out of there. The next one, we're going to do some wiggle teeth so that they look like they're kind of beat up a little bit. And for a werewolf type creature like that, then it kind of looks like they've been in a bunch of fights or something, so I probably wouldn't want to be around them either. The last ones, we're going to go down, and we're going to add some little pointy lines on there, so we say, ouch, those look like they're sharp. So we would not want to be around that vampire. The last one, though, it's going to look like a really old vampire who can't even get anything from anyone. So we're just going to wiggle those in there, and then that way we are done with our teeth. So let me pause this. I will write everything underneath, and then that way if you missed any of them, they'll all be on one paper so that you can take a look at them and we can see those.